Sparta, you know 'em, right? The legendary city-state known for its fierce warriors and unyielding spirit, a place where every man was trained to be a soldier from a young age, and every woman was expected to be strong and resilient. Tough dudes, warriors, they loved to fight. Their entire society was built around the art of war. From the Agoj training system to the brutal battles they fought, Spartans were the epitome of military prowess. But here's a story you might not know. The story of the Parthenians. These were the so-called bastards of Sparta, a group often overlooked in the grand tales of Spartan glory. These guys were Spartans, but not really. They lived in Sparta, trained like Spartans, and even fought alongside them. But they were never truly accepted. See, their dads weren't from Sparta. Their fathers were foreigners, men who had come to Sparta for various reasons, trade, war, or other pursuits. This foreign blood made the Parthenians different. That made the Parthenians outcasts in their own city. They were seen as lesser, not pure enough to be true Spartans. They lived on the fringes of society, always trying to prove their worth. We're talking ancient Greece here, folks. Bloodlines mattered. And the Parthenians? They were caught in a web of lineage and legacy, always reminded of their mixed heritage. They were the sons of Spartan women and foreign men. Born out of necessity during times of war, when Spartan men were away fighting battles, these children were a blend of cultures. Born during wartime, when Spartan men were off fighting, these kids grew up in the shadow of their father's absence. They were raised by their mothers and the community, but always felt the sting of being different. These kids grew up in the shadow of their father's absence. They trained hard, perhaps even harder than their pure-blooded counterparts, always striving to earn a place in a society that viewed them as outsiders. Their story is a testament to resilience and the human spirit's desire to belong. Sparta was a warrior society. Men went to war, a lot. That meant they were away from home for long stretches. And while they were gone, well, life went on in Sparta. Women still needed to, live their lives. The thing is, Spartan society was strict. Women weren't supposed to, mingle with outsiders. But rules are made to be broken, right? And when Spartan men were away for years at a time, sometimes those rules got bent. The result? The Parthenians. Being a Parthenian wasn't easy. They were considered illegitimate, second-class citizens. They didn't have the same rights as true Spartans, couldn't own land for starters, and they were looked down on by some. Imagine that. Growing up in Sparta, surrounded by this warrior culture, but not being fully accepted. It made the Parthenians hungry to prove themselves, to show everyone they were just as Spartan as anyone else. Section 4. Expectations of the Spartan bastard. So how did these Parthenians deal with being treated like second-class citizens? They worked hard, they trained hard, they fought hard, they wanted to prove their worth to Spartan society. And you know what? They earned respect. The Parthenians became known for their skills as warriors and athletes. They excelled in the things that Spartans valued. They were tough, disciplined, loyal, just like the Spartans they yearned to be recognized as. Section 5. To Taras and Beyond. Now here's where the story gets really interesting. The tale of the Parthenians is one of resilience and transformation. These individuals, who were once marginalized and seen as lesser citizens in their homeland of Sparta, were about to embark on a journey that would change their lives forever. The Parthenians were eventually sent away from Sparta. This wasn't just a simple relocation, it was a forced exile. They were given no choice but to leave the only home they had ever known. Imagine the mix of emotions they must have felt: fear, uncertainty, but also a glimmer of hope for a new beginning. Given a chance to start fresh, they set sail across the treacherous waters of the Mediterranean. Their destination? A land far from the rigid structures of Spartan society. They were determined to carve out a new life for themselves, free from the stigma that had followed them in Sparta. They founded a new city, Taras in southern Italy, modern-day Taranto. Think about that. From outcasts to founders of a thriving colony, their story is nothing short of remarkable. Taras would go on to become one of the most important Greek colonies in Italy, a testament to their resilience and determination. These guys, who were considered outcasts in their own city, went on to found one of the most important Greek colonies in Italy. They didn't just survive, they thrived. They built homes, established trade, and created a community that would endure for generations. They took their Spartan values and spread them to a new land. Discipline, strength, and a sense of community were the cornerstones of their new society. They trained their soldiers, educated their children, and maintained the cultural practices that had been instilled in them from birth. Not bad for a bunch of bastards, huh? Their journey from outcasts to influential settlers is a powerful reminder that adversity can be a catalyst for greatness. The Parthenians' legacy lives on in the city of Taranto, a lasting tribute to their indomitable spirit and unwavering resolve. Section 6. History is written by the victors. Now, like with a lot of ancient history, the story of the Parthenians is a bit murky. The records we have are fragmented and often contradictory, making it difficult to piece together a clear narrative. There are different versions of how they came to be and what happened to them. Some accounts suggest they were a group of disenfranchised citizens, while others propose they were a distinct ethnic group within the Spartan society. Some say they were exiled from Sparta. This version of the story paints them as victims of political strife, cast out due to internal conflicts or power struggles within the Spartan hierarchy. Others say they left voluntarily. According to this narrative, they chose to leave in search of a better life, perhaps driven by economic opportunities or the promise of freedom from Spartan rigidity. But here's the thing. The fact that the Parthenians existed at all tells us something important about Spartan society. It reveals the complexities and nuances that often get overshadowed by the more dominant narratives of Spartan discipline and military prowess. It shows that even in a place as strict and regimented as Sparta, things weren't always so black and white. The existence of the Parthenians suggests that there were layers to Spartan society that we are only beginning to understand. It challenges the monolithic image of Sparta as a society solely focused on warfare and discipline, hinting at a more diverse and multifaceted community. This complexity is a reminder that history is often written by the victors, and the stories we inherit are shaped by those who held power. The Parthenians, whether exiled or voluntary exiles, represent a piece of history that complicates our understanding of ancient Sparta. As we delve deeper into these ancient texts and artifacts, we uncover more about the lives of those who lived in the shadows of history. The Parthenians are just one example of how much there is still to learn about the past. So, the next time we think about Sparta, let's remember the Parthenians and the untold stories that add depth to our understanding of history. It's a reminder that history is not just a series of events, but a tapestry of human experiences, each thread contributing to the larger picture. And in that tapestry, every thread, no matter how small, has its place and significance. Section 7. The Parthenian Legacy. The Parthenians may have been born in the shadows, but they left a lasting mark on history. They were Spartans in their own right. They fought for their city, they proved their worth, and they helped spread Spartan culture far beyond the borders of Greece. So, the next time you think of Sparta, remember the Parthenians, the bastards of Sparta. They may not have had the easiest path, but they made their own way, and that's something we can all respect.